My little red dragon. Okay. He's cute. We're gonna try. We'll see if we can pop up one of these things. So I thought I killed one. Right? Oh, actually, yeah, there's a tiny, tiny little sliver. My durability went from 1 up to 7. So I killed one of the mist stalkers and I got 6 durability points. There's 750 to fill this. It only put points into the one that I had equipped. Order requires 1500. Shield requires 1500. Seeker requires 2000. And Keeper requires 1500. So that is based on what I've seen so far. It is going to probably be a significant time investment in order to unlock these rewards. In other words, like you probably could not do this in a week unless you really literally played all the time, like crazy. You took the week off and all you're doing is playing TDO. Maybe you could fill a couple of these in a week, but
small distant
this is like a long term.
We're so hungry.
That would make sense if the event is not timed.
They didn't even give us supper.
I love this quest. So if the event's not timed, in other words, it's not like a 3-month or a 6-month or a 2-month event, if it's just open all the time, it makes sense to have sort of like the reward structure be really good, but it takes a while to earn them. I gotta be honest though, like I could care less about cloaks. I could care less about a shield cosmetic.
Here we are.
Unless it's like the coolest thing I've ever seen, which I doubt that.
Something small and old and forgotten.
I do like mounts, so I mean having a mount,
We've been
but
here so long. We want to rest. Take us to a nice place to rest. We're tired. We want to rest now. You found the secret door. It leads down to the basement, where the monster is.
don't worry, kid. We're gonna
Beyond the
take your bones
door,
downstairs.
A dusty stairwell leads down into darkness.
I think this is one of the best quests in the game. I love this quest. It's so great. Throw out my little heart guardian. So for Halloween, the champions get pumpkin heads. That's why that spider has that pumpkin. If you haven't seen that before. It's for Halloween. Okay, there's the kid's tomb. We're gonna rest the bones in it.
You gently place the bones inside the coffins.
Much better.
The distant voice seems pleased.
We can rest here, once you get rid of the monster in the basement.
Bro, these people had a gigantic basement. Kind of jealous. This is like... It's not just a man cave, it's like a crazy, creepy man cave. With lots of chains and blood and undead.
A tarnished key.
Okay, Carnage Reaper. Hello, Mr. Reaper. There's the husband and wife. You guys are not good parents. Alright, we don't need to read that note. I will see if I can find this secret door. I probably can't, but we'll try. Not that it matters. Like, I don't need any of this gear, but... Nope. You know, I could, though. I do have my... You know who I want to see how she functions is this one. Rana Leafheart at level 34. This is the hire that came with the latest expansion. I haven't really used this one. I've used the low level one, but I have not really used this high level one. Although she doesn't have... She found a secret door, like she can see it, but I don't have a search option on my bar. See if her casting True Seeing allows me to see it. I don't think so. It should, but it doesn't. Yeah, I can't. And there's no way to like tell her to search, even though she knows the secret door is there. Maybe someday they will expand our hireling AI and let them automatically do stuff like that for us. That would be really cool. You know, if they can find a secret door, they should just find the secret door. So I have not seen any of the mist. I have not like gotten a trigger warning from my lantern yet. I have not seen anything yet. Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be looking for like random patches of mist in various locations around the map, or if it will just like appear and I'll see it. And yeah, because I don't see anything that's different. It's all very similar. Oh, I just got tagged by that. You can jump the trap right there, just to stay really close to the wall.
The monster's around here someplace. You can smell him. He stinks.
Let her pull the lever, and then we're just gonna dismiss her. Okay. That way we don't have to fight any of that stuff that spawns.
The sound of chanting echoes
So
from down the
nothing
hallway.
different in this quest at all.
Robed apparitions surround
It makes
the
me
altar,
feel like I'm doing something
chanting,
wrong.
"He is the ancient. He is the land." The ghostly chant suddenly changes. "One must die. One must die. Lorgotha Dikea, we awaken thee." The robed figures vanish, and something stirs in the water.
Somebody else wanted to join. I don't know if they did though. Oh, they didn't get in. Alright, here we go. There we go. Okay. Now that might look like mist, but it's not. I cast a spell that makes sort of misty.
The creature collapses.
Well, there's another
Little
quest
voice in the
done,
darkness says,
and I didn't see a thing.
Got rid of the monster. Good. Time to sleep. Oh. Good night.
I'm going
There's a sudden
to
gust
like
of
fly
air,
around a little and
as if
see
the
if I can
entire
find something
building
that's
let
not
loose
normally
a
here.
sigh.
I think this is really cool. It's just I don't care for the idea that it's so random that I'm not seeing it. Like, in other words, if you do a quest, you should be guaranteed to see a mist walker, right? Like, you should not have to hunt for like 5 years just to find one. So makes me think that I must be misunderstanding or doing something wrong, which is absolutely possible because I'm, like I said, like I kind of think about things differently than other people, so it might be intuitive for somebody else and really simple. You know, I might overcomplicate it by thinking about it in the wrong way. I just might be missing something or not understanding something. What is doing all that damage to me? Oh, I got hit by a champ dot. But there's nothing back here, right? Like... Bro, there's nothing back here. What if I pop that light thing? No, that just basically casts a spell that disperses the darkness. But... Right? Like... I don't know, man. Like... I'm gonna ask in guild, can you find these stalkers anywhere? Slayer zones? Sorry, my phone made noise. I'm gonna turn it on silent. Haven't gotten an answer yet from the people in the guild, so we'll see. In case you're wondering. This is what they're saying to me. I have seen them in Slayer areas and dungeons. Okay, great. So it looks like... is there a way? Or is it random? Like... Yeah, I'll show you guys more of the conversation just so you can see. Is there a way to trigger, or is it random? Something to look or hunt for, or just completely random? Because right now, right, like I saw one at the end of that other quest, but it was only after I like went through the woods. Okay, so this person's saying it's random, and they pop up. They just pop up, and sometimes it's not opportune. They can pop up in the middle of a fight. Oh, here it is. So it just happened. So the mist just appeared, and there's a bunch of stalkers who just appeared on me. Okay. They're champions. So there's a demon soul, and they hit really hard. Can I CC them? Nope. I'm probably gonna get killed by this thing. Yeah, they hit really, really hard. Well, that champion did anyway. So when you die, I don't have the one equipped that is destroyed, the hardcore one. Because I'm not level 1, you have to be level 1 to get that. But so we'll res up and we'll continue attacking these. So the question that I have, because they look like normal mobs, if they spawn, they only attack a person with a lantern, but can other people attack them? I think the answer is yes. I think once they spawn, other people can attack them, but I think they only attack people with the lanterns. I could be wrong about that. But they're no joke. They actually the champs hit really hard, so it makes me worried. Like if you were doing a hardcore and you were alone and you were in a fight and you got a bunch of those spawning on you, things could get really bad really quick unless your character was super strong. So it means probably if you're going to do hardcore, of the hardcore version of this, you want to do a class that's going to be very self-sufficient from 1 to cap, probably like a Dragon Lord, right? Like something that has the ability to CC, because were I able to, if my hold monster had actually stuck on those, I probably wouldn't have died, but they were immune to it because I think that they were undead or whatever they were. I don't really know what they were. They're just called Silithar. Silithar Blade Dancer, Silithar Archer. But there were 2 champs, at least 2 champs, and they hit really hard. So. And let's take a look and see, killing those. I was at 7, now I'm at 13. So. Yeah, I mean, it looks like every instance I've fought off these Miststalkers, doing the fight, filled this with 6 points, 6 durability points per. So really interesting. The first Miststalker that I got was just 1. It was just a caster Naga. The second one though that I got was the 4, the archer and the melee group. So it was a lot harder than that first single caster, which makes me wonder, because I did R1 the same as I did the previous quest, so I don't know, does it vary? Like, do these Miststalkers, when they zone in, is it random, not only in when they appear, but in their, like, some of the Miststalkers are kind of wimpy and some of them are just super tough. So if you get a super tough one, then you just want to flee. The other thing too is, can you, once they appear, if you decide that they're too strong and you don't want to fight them, can you unequip your lantern and then they'll leave you alone? Or if once they zone in, is that it? You're kind of, you have to do, I know you have to have the lantern equipped in order to fill it with the points, but my test, we'll test that, by the way. We'll test it out to see, do you have to, or can you just leave? Because if I got a really tough group like that group there, and I was doing hardcore and I didn't want to die, you know, can I just unequip the lantern and I'll be okay? Or is it, you know, I'm locked into that one fight. Just gonna sell all this stuff. Right? I mean, we're on the test server. None of this stuff matters. I'm just trying to make some bag space. I need those, though. Let's see if I can go get Guild Renown. So if I can get Guild Renown, I can actually pin some buffs for the people who are testing today. So we'll go to the dojo and see. I also want to go to a Slayer zone and see if I can pop get a mist stalker in a Slayer zone. So it sounds like it's going to be a little bit like the Hound event where you don't know when they're going to appear. So once you go into a zone where you can get a mob that will spawn, if you have one of these lanterns equipped, you don't want to go AFK, because if you do, like what happened to me at that quest, I just got a message telling me that a Mist Stalker was spawning in 7 seconds, and then it just appeared on me, already targeting me. So very similar to like the Hound mechanic. When the hounds would appear hunting you, they would just target you right away. So we're gonna see in this location here, first of all, are the guild buffs turned on? Which I don't think, yeah, I don't think they are, by the way. Hey, Voodoo's raiding with a party of 40 people. That's great. We appreciate that. Yeah, man, that doesn't work. Look, I do not have guild buffs. Sorry. Phone's making noise again. We're gonna see if we can blast our guild renown up. I'm not authorized to give out guild renown at this time. Damn it! Come on, man! If he would give me the renown, I could pin buffs on the ship. Well, okay, so welcome Raiders, although I don't know if anybody is here yet, but welcome Raiders, and if you are on the test server, we are testing out the new lanterns from the Lanterns in the Mist event that will be launching soon. We're not exactly sure when this new Lanterns in the Mist is going to launch, but welcome Raiders. Thank you, Voodoos, for the raid. Hope you guys had a great stream today. Good to see you, buddy. I'm on the test server on Cormare, the 64-bit server, testing out what will be the next hardcore event for DDO, the Lanterns Into the Mist event. You pick up these lanterns. You can see I have all of the what I'm calling the non-hardcore versions, because I picked these up at level 34. They have hardcore versions of each of these where you have to be level 1 to pick them up, and you cannot die while it's equipped, otherwise it's destroyed. I just died with this one equipped at level 34, and you can see it's not destroyed. I earned 13 durability on this so far, so if that gives you sort of a gauge on the time required for this event, once I fill this durability up to 750, I can take it to the Hall of Heroes and turn it in for the Lantern of the Pledge reward, which I believe it's a cloak, and I believe these first two are cloaks. I think Pledge and Order are cloaks. I think this is a short cloak, this is a long cloak. This Lantern of the Shield is a cosmetic shield. This Seeker is a cosmetic mount. I believe it's a saber-toothed tiger. And then this is a pet. I believe it looks like a lantern, like a shining lantern. I think it looks like something like this. I could be wrong. I haven't seen it, I'm guessing. But we're here. The monsters that find you in the mist stalkers, appear completely randomly. So I did 2 quests. I saw 2 of them, but I did nothing to trigger them. They just sort of randomly appeared on me. I got a message saying in 7 seconds you're going to get a mist stalker, and then suddenly one was on top of me. Supposedly, because we're testing this out, right? They can appear anywhere that you can quest. So this Slayer Zone, I should technically see one. So any of you guys who've done Hardcore League, remember the Hounds? I think it was, what was that, season 5 with the Hounds, where like right now, if I were to go AFK and I was doing the hardcore version of this lantern, I'm not, so it doesn't matter if I die, but if I were, and I went AFK and one of those mist stalkers spawned on me and killed me, that would destroy the lantern and effectively destroy my character's run through that particular hardcore, because you can only pick up the hardcore lantern at level 1. If it's destroyed, you would have to either reincarnate back down to level 1, right? Play all the way up to level 20, reincarnate, and then go pick up a new lantern, or delete that character or park that character and go make a new
Fisherfolk and
level 1
sailors
character.
come to this thriving temple to offer their prayers to the
So it
god
seems
of the
like
sea.
while it's not going to be a super hardcore event, from what I've seen of these mist stalkers, the first one that I got wasn't very tough. It was just like a Naga caster. The second group that I got was extremely tough. It was ranged and melee, various champions, and the champions hit me so hard I like got one-shotted by one of them. Like it was crazy. So yes, so that's the thing. Like obviously this is a test server, right? So I don't know how it's going to play out with all the rules, but my understanding is that if this character I'm on was a hardcore, I went at level 1, I picked up my hardcore lantern, I have not died, I made it to level 34, I could run with non-hardcore people who do not have lanterns equipped, and I think, I'm not 100% sure about this, but I think once the mist stalkers spawn around me, if I were with friends, they could help me kill them. So I think what you could do maybe is like if you wanted to, and I'm speculating, right? Everything that I'm saying, I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm guessing, right? So if I'm right, you could equip a hardcore lantern and then just have people run around like bodyguards and protect you. You could technically probably do that. Now, could you park your hardcore tune at the beginning of a thing and run a non-hardcore? You know, could you multi-box? You could, but the problem is what we saw with the Hound event and what we're seeing with this is the lantern mist stalker things spawn right directly on you who has the lantern. So even if you're at like the entrance safe, just like the Hounds, the lantern stalker is going to spawn right on top of you. So if everybody else is running around deep into the quest, you'd be alone at the beginning, and you'd probably be, you know, unless your character could fight. not exactly sure what the best way to optimize going through doing the hardcore version of this would be, but it seems like right now that you could have non-hardcore people support hardcore people. That's at least what it seems like. If you decide to play on hardcore, I do have a guild, so if you want an invite, just send me a tell. So what we're doing here, we don't really care about the Slayer Zone. I'm just trying to see if I can spawn one of the Mistwalkers for you guys. I'm gonna see how dangerous it is to just stay AFK. I'm kind of tempted to actually go AFK just to see. Yes, the top hat. Yes, the Miststalkers are regular mobs. From what I see, they're called Silithtar. Let me see if I can show you the combat log. See if I have any of it still here. No, the combat log doesn't have enough of a memory on it. Like, I'm only seeing recent stuff, but yeah, they're like from a different plane, and they have a tag over them that says they're Silithtar or something like that. And I got a Naga that looked kind of like a ghost, and then I got some like ghostly archers in the second attack and some ghostly melee swordsmen. I tried a hold monster to see if they could be held on the swordsman, and they were immune to it. The Naga wasn't very hard to kill, but the swordsmen and the archers were champions, and they were very hard to kill. They ended up killing me, so. The first one, there were 4. Pardon me. The first attack, the Naga, there's only 1. The second attack, there were 4 mobs. So it was very, like... It was a very difficult fight. First fight was okay, though.
This ring of ancient standing
But
stones
unfortunately, the
commands a
one thing,
fine
like I
view
was
of the
saying
city.
earlier, there's
Yet,
nothing I
for
can
some
do to
reason,
trigger it.
It gives you an uncomfortable
It's not
feeling.
like I can pop this little light effect and like trigger it to happen. It's completely random. So it makes me feel like if you were like on a time budget, you know, if you were hoping to like farm some of these over a weekend or something like that, it doesn't seem like it's going to be an event that's conducive to that kind of gameplay because it's completely random. There's nothing I can do to trigger one of those. It's not like I can ride around looking for mist. It just suddenly appears on you. I really hope we get one so you guys can see what I'm talking about. When I edit this video down for YouTube, I'll end up posting this on YouTube. I will just edit out that I'll, you know, time crunch it down so you can actually just see it immediately. But we need to wait for the game to comply. The story is pretty cool. You go into this like alternate dimension where there's a Dark Lord who has like ravaged this particular plane of existence. And they're like snake gods or something like that. And they have kind of bled out into all of the other planes of existence. So that's how they are like appearing. And then there's this group of guardians that are trying to like wrangle, kind of like Pokemon. They're trying to wrangle all of these Mistwalkers to take them back to their plane of existence, and then once they have all of the essences of these monsters, they can open the temple up that is sealed and deal with the source of evil that's in it and hopefully end it. Now, it makes me wonder if at the end of the event, if we're actually going to get something like a raid where we actually go
For
into
a
the
moment,
temple
you're taken aback.
and fight, you know, the boss, the Dark Lord, whatever.
What vile
I mean, that would be pretty cool. The way that they have the lore now, that seems like they could do
It's the
that.
town dump.
Again, I'm speculating, though. I don't know any of this for certain. I'm just basing it on what I read and saw. you have to go to the Hall of Heroes and do a level 1 solo quest, and they sort of tell you all this stuff in that quest. It's really quick, though. The only issue with that, though, is there's like bell rugs that you have to sneak around, and if you get caught by one, they can one-shot you. It won't matter on hardcore because you don't have your lantern equipped at that point, so if you died, it really wouldn't matter, but it is sort of very vexing if you're in a hardcore mindset to get killed by a Balrog at level 1. It kind of, really is upsetting. So, like, I got killed like 4 or 5 times trying to sneak by one of these things, so it's not that easy. I'm sure, though, I just had a problem with it. I'm sure you guys would be able to do it really quick, but I was trying to test around and see, like, how close could I get to the thing, and then it just one-shotted me. I'm at cap. I kind of think what I'm going to do later is make a level 1 character just to see the experience of picking up a hardcore lantern and running around with it, and see how hard the mobs are that spawn in the harbor, that kind of thing. But for now, you can see, like, I'm in the Slayer zone. We have not seen one yet, and I don't know exactly how long I've been out here. It feels like 5 or 10 minutes. Which, objectively, I don't know how I feel about that. I kind of feel like if you wanted to come to this event and farm it for the cosmetics, it's not going to be easy to do that because it's just so random, right? Like, it's not something you could say, hey, I'm going to take a week off work and just get all 5 of these done, all 5 of these rewards done, and then call it a day. Because you might only be able to get enough Mist Stalkers to spawn in that week to get 1 reward. Like, I mean, if we were to look at all of the, how we have to fill them all up. Of course, I'm not exactly sure what I'm looking at here, because that looks filled, right? These lanterns look filled except for the one that I have equipped. Alright, so they just appear filled. They're not actually filled, because when I equipped it, it no longer looks filled. So that's a very strange effect, right? But, you have to get 1500 durability. Every Mist Stalker that I killed gave me 6 durability. So that's quite a significant grind. Like that, to fill all of these, bro, that's gonna be like two or 3 months at this rate. Because, I mean, I still have not got even 1 in the Slayer zone, right? We'll go do a quest. Oh, exactly. Yeah, Harley, you're right. Like, yeah, it's. I wonder if they have it coded to spawn them at exactly the worst time, right? Like. So, my attempt to spawn one out here in the Salt Marsh Slayer Zone failed. We'll go grab... I did Death House, so we'll turn it in. And then we can go to the next quest in this line. I did run around this Slayer Zone a little bit, and I did not see one out here either, so... This tune that I'm on, I transferred from Sarlona, so... it just has like very hound sort of vibe to it where I could not, if I were doing the hardcore, go AFK now. Right? Like I'm locked in.
Voices, ragged and carping, come from the other side.
If I go
of the room.
AFK and I get a mist stalker that drops on me, the way that the ones I got so far spawned, it's very
Presence with
similar to the
joyless
hounds.
faces and vacant eyes
The way that they
wait in a line.
spawned right on top of
An
you.
indistinct murmur passes among them at the sight of an outsider.
So it's kind of re-triggering that
The rest of these
that
peasants
stress
are
that I
unlikely to
got
leave.
from the hounds event.
The old woman's voice grows
Some
cold.
people really like that event. I didn't
really
like how I was just
No.
locked into being at the computer.
You layabouts will try and rob me blind.
Not that I go
or tear the
AFK a
place
lot
apart
while I
looking
play
for the prize
DDO,
we
but
haven't got.
if like something occurred, if I needed to answer the phone,
A wolf howls in the distance. Its cry echoed first here, then there. The wind whispers treacherously among the upper boughs.
we're just gonna do this quest like as normally as we can, and hopefully I get a message for a stalker that you guys can see it. I think it also has sort of like an indicator. The hound, you heard the howl of the hound before it appeared. I believe here it's some sort of like, I want to say it sounds like a bell. I might be wrong though. We'll see. But I think, I may, because I'm not sure how much time I want to invest, because you have to do... The thing I wanted to check is, can I fill all the lanterns at the same time simultaneously by having them in my pack? And what I've seen so far is the only lantern that gets the renown from the kill for the points to fill the durability is the one that's equipped. So that means that if you wanted all of the cosmetics, you would have to, basically do all of the lanterns individually, right? So that adds to the time commitment. Like if it takes you 3 weeks to fill up 1500 durability in one, well, there's 5 lanterns, right? So I mean, you're talking about like the event for you, if you played, where you were doing one a month. I mean, that's a significant time investment, right? You're talking 5 months. I don't think they said the server is going to be shut down like other hardcore events. We got like 2 or 3 months, which that's a good thing, because I think having the server on and allowing people to invest in it is a good idea. But if you were hoping to like get these rewards, get in and out quick on Cormier, and then go back to your live server with the cosmetics, I don't think it's going to be something that you could do quickly. Unless people figure out, and people will, right? People figure out a way to like make the grind go really fast, to min-max these. So the Maybar event is active. That's what that wisp is. That has nothing to do with the Mist Stalkers. I mean, so now would be the time to get me one where I'm in the middle of a fight, right? But we didn't get one. Have they fixed the candy? Have they fixed the old... When I was playing the other day, I have all this old candy in my bank, and I earned some new candy, and it looks exactly the same. I couldn't tell the difference. So it turned out I tried to buy something and I didn't have enough, and I thought that I did. Oh, they fixed it. Great. That's good news. So I'm just gonna delete all that old stuff. Usually I just delete it, but... It's sad though. I have like 1,000 spectral dragon scales. For some reason, I ran the dragon a lot last year. And they're bound to account. Like, I can't even give them away or anything. Like, I wanted to give them away at the end of last season is what I mean. And I couldn't because they're bound to account, which is unfortunate because in previous years, I would just either sell them off or give them to people.
This corpse is
But I
nearly
probably
beyond
will try to
recognition.
get the new
So
horse, right? There's a
savagely
new
has it
horse
been
color.
mangled by wolves.
I'm still upset that they haven't fixed the candy. Like, those, they only last, what, 40 seconds now or something like that. Like, I like the old candies way better. But it is a great event for various cosmetics and pieces of gear. I think Maybar is like the best event that we have in DDO. Did I get this person? I did. If I throw out my little heart guardian, she's going to attract the entire zone. It's okay. So because I'm like a quasi minion build, I actually tried out one of the new feats on this build at level 34, and it directly involves the hirelings. See if I can find it. This inspired blood. Hirelings, if they die, they're automatically resurrected. I have not seen that happen. Like, I don't know if it's broken or if maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I've had a bunch of hirelings die and that was it. They were just dead. So I'm not sure if that feat's actually working. You've only seen it happen once, yeah. It doesn't, like, even though I think this qualifies as a hire, I don't think she counts because she's only around for 8 seconds. Like, I can't even examine her. She's like a turret, basically. So while I wouldn't encourage them to wildly turn up the frequency for these mist stalkers, I definitely think there's room for tweaking this event to make it so that, you know, you're almost guaranteed to get one in a quest, because otherwise it could be really frustrating for people who are trying to like target farm specific cosmetics in a specific time frame. With it being so random that like you could do a bunch of quests and not get one. I've been in this quest for quite a while and I have not seen. Oh, there it was. So you see how fast that was? Like, I didn't even see the message, but this is them. Those Silithar. These are the Mist Stalkers right here, and you can see some of them are champions. Like, that's a mark of chaos. They just gank you like immediately, and luckily the champ that I got didn't have like a damage buff. The last group that I got, there was one of them had a damage buff, and it was like 2 hits and I was dead. So it makes me really nervous if I were trying to solo like the hardcore event. I would have to be really careful. Like, I'm thinking maybe what could handle that? Like Dragon Lord, maybe a few other very strong builds, but it's not like you could just slap together any old build and expect to...
You get no response.
You know, expect to have success with the hardcore variant. Now, the other thing I should point out, and I'm not 100% on what I saw, but in the Hall of Heroes, when I picked up these lanterns are tied to specific rewards, right? The Order, the Shield, the Seeker, the Keeper, and the Pledge. Well, if you do the non-hardcore version, or you do the hardcore version, the lanterns read exactly the same. I don't know if it's just like the same reward, but the hardcore version has the hardcore skull stamp on it. So maybe it's the same shield, and then on the hardcore variant, you've got the little hardcore logo on it. I'm assuming it's something like that because I think they're the same cosmetic. So you could technically, if you just really like the way the shield looks or the mount looks, you could just do the normal version. You don't need to do the hardcore version. You could still get the mount. But if you wanted the little, like, if you want the FOMO, like I did the event, I'm good enough to do the event. Like, if you want to let people know that by the visual cue of them seeing the little hardcore logo, which I think, we don't have a lot of FOMO in DDO, but I think the hardcore stuff is pretty cool. Like great example of that is the Steed of the Huntmaster horse that I have from the hardcore season. A lot of people got the horse, but it is sort of like one of the rarer mounts. Bloody Footprints are like that too. Bloody Footprints are probably one of the biggest FOMO items that we have or had. They re-added them so you could go back and get them. If you're missing out, if you're wondering what FOMO is, like, it just encourages people to like do the quest to get stuff that might not be in the game again, right? So the whole idea being that you're trying to make it so that while people don't feel compelled to play constantly, that there is a fear that if they don't, they're going to miss something, right? I think that a lot of MMOs leverage that very successfully. WoW has a lot of it. Other MMOs, if you've ever played like Star Wars: The Old Republic, think of another MMO. The other one that came into my mind is WildStar, but WildStar died.
Those are not pebbles filling the urn between the megaliths. They are human teeth.
There is a new MMO out. Has anybody tried it? It's like something like Honor and Liberty or something like that. It's a Korean. I watched some of the combat. It looked really good. I just don't know if I want to do it because they said it's a pay to win, and
how many times must I tell you?
Not a huge fan of like pay to win, but the combat that I saw looked pretty good.
Poor misguided soul. You thought that they did not know?
Morgantha howls.
Enough of this. Kill him, and you'll feast on outsider pie.
Yeah, so you guys saw when the walkers spawned on me, like there was no warning. I had no warning. There probably was, like when I make the YouTube video, I'll probably pause it and highlight the message. There probably was. I just completely missed it. I didn't notice it at all. So I didn't hear any audio signal. I didn't. It just all of a sudden they were on top of me.
Climbs, fully formed out of the bubbling, tarry contents of the cauldron.
So in this particular tower, this would be a very bad spot for me to get a Mistwalker, just because there's a lot of mobs in here. It's a tight space, and I already have a lot to do. Like, I just got neg leveled. I don't have any death ward potions. So I'm going to have to hope that my little Heart Guardian throws a regenerate on me. But likely what's going to happen is I'm going to get innervated to death. I just got neg leveled another 9 levels. I might have restoration scrolls on me. I have to check. You know what I could do? This hireling throws out a regenerate. If she hits me with a regenerate, I can regenerate those levels. So between her and my little Heart Guardian, I should be able to get them back. Yeah. All right, it's working. Great. Okay, I'm only down 4 levels. You know, I thought I could cast Death... Why don't I have that? Aren't I spec'd out to cast Death Block? I am! What's wrong with me? I am such a goober. There we go. Alright, now we're fine. Alright, Morgantha I need to get. I don't want to have to go outside, so we're just gonna stay on her right now. So now would be a great time for the game to pop a Miststalker on me. I'm fighting the boss. I've got negative levels. I'm standing in an enemy's firewall. She's trying to make me dance. My little heart guardian is out to help me. I only have 1 negative level. Alright, I have no negative levels yet, so I'm going to get rid of the druid. I've got death block on now, death ward, so I don't have to worry about getting neg leveled anymore. Standing in an incendiary cloud. Okay, and there's 1 sister left, but no Miststalkers, unfortunately.
The hags are dead, leaving behind them only the bitter taste of dreams cut short and hope broken. Your work here is not yet done.
Okay, hello, Valentina.
All of this, whispers Valentine. The oil spreads across the floor and then
Alright,
catches
so
fire,
I
filling
did,
the
though, get
window with
attacked by them
billowing,
after the
choking
quest
smoke.
was over.
It is time to go.
So that's yet another thing, like if we were doing the hardcore variant of it, if you finished the quest and for some reason didn't leave right away, I'm pretty sure just like the hounds that attack, you can just get randomly, like, targeted by them. And so it makes it so that, like, you can't really think about going AFK, unfortunately. Let's see. Do I have any of these teleport scrolls? I don't. I'll show you guys the vendor in the Hall of Heroes, and I'll show you what I was talking about with how the hardcore and the non-hardcore versions look almost identical. Pretty cool, the in case anybody's wondering, like, yeah, on hardcore I decided to test out a bunch of stuff, and on the test server, pardon me. And so, like, I'm wearing, I think this is a lot of the gear that comes from the new raid. I might be wrong. Pretty sure I got these, like, Footfalls of the Draco Lich. I think that's gear from the new raid. Really cool. Like, those are really good boots. And then I think, I'm not sure, I think this is just from, like, the regular Mythdraenor stuff. I did try to solo the raid, the Draco Lich raid, myself on here, and I got killed by fire really quickly. So I think it does, like, a massive amount of fire damage to you. So in here, yeah, we come to the Hall of Heroes, go down where all of the other expansion packs are, and there is an area that they have sectioned off for this event. Whether this would be what they do when they launch it live, I don't know. But for here, it's right here. So when you show up at first, all that's here is this lantern. These two NPCs are not here. You have to do this quest. It's a level 1 solo quest. You go in. They talk to you about the lore. You have to do that Balrog, sneaking around the Balrog thing. If you get hit by it, it's a one-shot, but there's a res shrine close by. Then you get out, you meet the Guardians, and then they talk to you about like what they're doing, and they say if there's mistwalkers that have gone to your realm, you can help us catch them by using these lanterns. And then you come here and you talk to the lantern giver, ask them for a lantern, and then they'll give you this list here, right? And this is all the different lanterns that you fill up, and I'm pretty sure this is a cloak, a shield, a mount, and a pet, right? So pledge, order, shield, seeker, keeper. Well, this is the hardcore one. You can only equip these at level 1, and then if you die, they're destroyed. But if we go to claim a reward, it's pledge, order, mount. So it's the same, but it says that they're skulled, meaning like I think that they just have like they're the same thing, but it just looks slightly different. It has like the hardcore logo on it or whatever they're doing for this season. Says that if you don't want to spend all the extra stress to get the mount, if you don't care about having the little hardcore FOMO skull, you could just do the normal, the normal event and get the normal mode mount, whatever this Miststalker mount looks like. Now, I don't know if they're going to look wildly different. That's also a possibility, right? They may have like the story mode stuff, and then they might have like the hard mode stuff might look, the hardcore might look completely different. We'll see. It is cool though that they have an option for people who want to do the hardcore variant, and then for people who just want to come over to the server and participate casually in it, and maybe do it for like a long-term slow goal to get some more cosmetics. Not a huge reward structure though for that much time, considering that you'd have to leave behind your home server and the community there. Like if you were on Argo and you were raiding over there, or Solona like I am, spending time on Cormyr is going to take you away from your home server, and that's going to impact your home server's natural, economy and the way that like raid groups form and stuff like that. So it's something that I think, even though they tried to address the idea that hardcore was bad because it drained all the population away from the live servers for 3 months, live servers became ghost town for 3 months. It was only 3 months. My understanding of this new server, this new event server, is it's going up and it's staying up. So it could permanently drain the population. So if you're on an already small server, a great example is like Wayfinder, right? It might just make it even more of a ghost town if everybody decides that this new 64-bit event server is like a legitimate new place where they just want to log in and play. I don't think it's worth switching servers just to go earn 5 cosmetics. Like that to me is not sort of enough of a draw, but I do like the idea that it's a 64-bit server. So just so you guys know, this server is one of the new 64-bit servers. The 64-bit servers are housed in Las Vegas, so almost West Coast, right? That's considered West Coast. My ping, I'm in Boston, is 80 from Boston to Las Vegas. Normal servers, when I'm on Sarlona, because the normal data center for GDO is on the East Coast, from Boston to that data center, my ping is usually like 23. So for me to move from my home Sarlona to this new server, I would be adding like 50 ping it's not really noticeable, but it is something like I have to consider, because if the internet was ever like experiencing some issue, it might make it so that like it's harder for me to play DDO. And also like my lag is usually not that bad on Sarlona because I'm so close, but here it will be just that, that much slower. But on this server, I do notice a lot less of the that just sort of like laggy, like when you're jumping in the air and all of a sudden you just stop. I don't really notice that on this server. The one thing that I noticed the last time I was here on this 64-bit server was that the bank was super slow. So we're going to go and we're going to try to see if the bank works or if it's similar to the experience that we have on live where it's just super slow. Because that's one of the big issues that I have with lag on Sarlona is my bank is just so slow. Yeah, I mean, and so you can see, like, it's the same. Like, the 64-bit server doesn't do much at all for the bank. It doesn't really speed it up. And let's see if we can... This is just stuff. Like, let me see if I can pop a message telling me to slow down. Yeah, I mean, this is functioning, like, exactly like I feel like it does on live. Right, it's like not super fast, but at least I'm not popping an error. It's one of the things about Lord of the Rings Online, like when I log in to like take care of my houses and I try to deposit some money on the thing, it always tells me, stop, slow down, you're going too fast. And I'm like, bro, I'm not going that fast. Yeah, so we got it a little. Like there was a little lag there where it didn't drag it, but it looks okay. Why does this matter? Well, go play like a new game, right? Like go play Diablo 4. When you drag stuff to your bank, there's no lag for it, right? Like it's just that this is one of the things that I hope that they make work a little bit better, because it's one of the things that sort of is an indicator that the game is sort of significantly aged at 18 years old. But I think all things considered, though, this is working reasonably well. The other thing to consider, though, with this test is that I don't think there's many people on the server right now at all. Like you can see that I think there's only like 50 people. So that's small. That's a very, very, very small. Like that's smaller than Wayfinder like right now. So like everything's going to run really well, right? Because there's not a lot of people pulling at the resources of the server. I know that they have asked people to log in so they can stress test this, but it doesn't look like anybody is yet. It's still early, right? It's still only 5 o'clock. People are just getting out of work. Maybe they're just getting home. So we'll see. But that could be one of the things about the bank running pretty well. But there is a message: I must wait before interacting with the bank again. So the new 64-bit server did nothing for the banks. It functions pretty much exactly the same. I would say the same thing about guilds too. Like I did buy a guild ship over here, you know, from the dojo. I got a bunch of like DDO coins and came and bought a ship, but there's no buffs on this because I have no way to get the renown short of earning the renown. The guy in the dojo won't give me the blast of guild renown, so I can't pin anything and test out and see like what the lag is on guild buffs, because you guys know if you do guild buffs on live, sometimes those buffs when you click the thing can go really slow. So let's test it. Let's go and test another location. Let's go to Isle of Dread. And we're going to try to invoke Murphy's Law, right? So what I will do, because I want to go AFK, I'm going to leave myself in a dangerous location. And we're going to see if the game can sense that I'm not at the computer. So I don't know if they have this coded if you don't move for like 2 or 3 minutes, if you get more likelihood of getting these things. You know, kind of like with the hounds, where if you were moving around questing, you might get one, you might not. But if you were just standing there, you were almost guaranteed to get one. So that's why like people didn't camp the entrance to quests, because it was a really good way to die. So what I'm going to do is just leave myself right here. If I get that group that I got last time, I will be instantly dead, because there's going to be 4 of them that pop up. But I might as well just throw some buffs on me just in case. And I'm just going to go AFK. I made like a pot of tea. I'm just going to go sort that out and grab a cup of it. And then I'll be back. We'll see if I come back and I'm dead. Nothing? God, I was really hoping that something would spawn. Loya Orion. Yeah, Euro players have a 100, 120 ping normally. Yeah, that sounds about right. I think anything over 100, and then you start to feel it, right? A little bit. I'm not so worried about 80. It's playing well. You can see right now I'm at 89. But it's definitely for somebody who, for the entire lifespan of the game, has had like a 20 ping. It's definitely something that I notice and am worried about. But I don't think it would prevent me from switching to a new 64-bit server. It's just something that might encourage me to move, you know, to like Austin or something like that. As much as I love Boston, we have to prioritize our gaming ping in life, right? Because otherwise it's like a debuff. So the game is not cooperating with our testing and showing you guys. I was really hoping I'd come back and be dead. So it's not at all like the hounds. The hounds were super stressful. Yeah, if you come over to the test server and you want a guild invite, just let me know. Or let anybody know, where everybody who's online is officered so they could invite you. .6 millibytes per second speed on a good day. DDO Darius, how you doing? How are you guys doing today, chat? Are you feeling it for this new Lanterns in the Mist event that's coming out? They haven't announced when it's going to be our new hardcore. For any of you guys here watching me, you know that I love hardcore. I'm all about it. I've done every season. Death Smile has been in hardcore every season, and we had a lot of fun. We've done a lot of cool stuff, and have a really great community of people who do the event every time it's out. Hopefully we get a lot of people who participated in the past to try this new event, because it's completely different. Even though it will be a hardcore in the sense that you can't die and your lantern is destroyed, you can see just the vibe of me trying to test the lantern to summon one of these special monsters out. It's much different. Even though I'm not doing the hardcore version on my character right now, I could make a level 1 character. I should do that, right? You guys want to see me do that? Would that help? Now that looks misty to me, right? Oh, there they are. Yeah, there they are. Okay. Now, I didn't hear anything. But that's them. That's the group right there. I keep getting these Well, I'll try to do a hold monster on that. See if I can examine this, what it is. It's a monstrous, it's a UNT monstrous humanoid. So, I'm not sure why. I think it's the spell resistance that is preventing it from getting held. I think that's why I failed. I thought I failed to hold it because they were like undead or something, but no, I think they're just like drow. They just have really high spell resistance. So that's good to know. They're UNT. They're like
If
they're.
I tried to talk about us,
Sorry.
my throat goes dry and my words dwindle into a cloud of smoke.
Not sure why that sounds so loud in here.
By these secrets of my own making, I can only laugh the smoke.
Actually, you know what? This particular area, I'm gonna shut that down. Yeah, so we got one finally. No warning though. You saw the message in the timer? So there they are. Okay, the combat log doesn't hold that much, but you are hit by mist. Yeah, that's it. Mist drag at your body. Silith Faithkeeper's Hungry Mist Effect. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I noticed it visually. I did not notice that mist. Like, I didn't hear anything, and I didn't see... I don't think a message popped up. Maybe it did. Yeah, I don't see it in my chat here, like, general. Because the last thing that I see is, like, people talking in guild, and then when I switch the zone, like I did the Reaper quest right there, but it didn't show up. So I'm wondering, it could be that I just have something turned off. This channel here is where I put like all the Dungeon Master text, so here's the Dungeon Master telling me about the Isle of Dread. Okay, there's that, but there's no Dungeon Master talking about like the little mist invaders. It's below the top. Oh, you mean up here somewhere, right? Like up there. So, is there a way to see that? Yeah, I always really kind of want more of an ability to kind of customize the way that my UI shows me stuff. I'm assuming it was like broadcast text, but I didn't see it. I missed it. They have all the hardcore stuff showing up in red, all the broadcast and world event stuff showing up in red, so... But I would like if they gave me the option to make the text super huge, like a lot bigger than 20. 20 is the biggest I can do. I would, and I think it would be a cool idea if you could do each of these individually. So I could make like my hardcore messages like super huge, like double that size. That way I could see across the screen, you know, so-and-so has died. And that's the other thing for this new event that we'll probably miss out on, right? Is because on the traditional hardcore server, because it's hardcore, people are running around dying. We see the hardcore message, so-and-so died at level 2. He was killed by misadventure or something like that, right? Are we going to see that for the Lantern event? Like, are we going to see so-and-so's lantern was destroyed when they died to a Mistwalker? I don't know. I don't think so. I think that the days where we saw death messages on hardcore might be gone. If they never do the old style again, that just could be a thing of the past. So I have 22 points in that. So I'm not even, you know, like, you can see it's slow, right? Like, I've been playing now for a couple hours, and I'm not even 10%. Like, yeah, I've fought like, I think 4 or 5 groups of Mistwalkers so far. It doesn't seem like, you know, based on this, if you were to play for like 8 hours a day for a week, you could probably fill this lantern. I don't know. What do you guys think? 3 to 5 days, probably. Meaning that you could probably do all of these if you just wanted to like focus on the event. It probably would be like doing something like Maybar, where you could spend the month just doing these and probably fill a bunch of them. I know that the mount requires like 2,000 points, though, I think. Yeah, this is the mount one. So this is 2,000 points. For some reason, they're showing full here, which makes me like kind of think, is this a bug? Should I go to the Hall of Heroes and try to turn this in? Because it's displaying as full, but when I switch it, when I pop it in there, it all of a sudden it goes back to being at 1. So I'm not sure if it's just a visual bug or what's going on with that. But this particular one is the one that I've been running around with equipped, and now I have 22 points in that. I have not tried the hardcore variant, but the only difference, other than the fact that they say skulled Lantern of Order, is that if I were to die, the lantern would be destroyed. And you can only pick those lanterns up at level 1. So I'm level 34. It tells me if you want this lantern, you have to reincarnate, go back down to level 1, or make a new character. So if I made a character level 1, I pick up all the lanterns, I run around, and then let's say I have a lantern equipped. Let's say I pick up all 5 hardcore lanterns and I die. I lose that one lantern that's equipped. The other thing that I don't know is if all of the other lanterns in my bag are destroyed when I die, or if it's only the lantern that you have equipped that is destroyed. My assumption is, based just on pure speculation, is that it would only be the one that you had equipped. So you could technically, if you made a mistake and you screwed up and you died, you could still work these other 4 hardcore ones. It's just you wouldn't be able to do the one that you lost because you died. That makes the most sense to me for a functionality, but I'm speculating 100%. I could be wrong. It could be that if you die with them in your pack, they're all destroyed instantly, and you basically, that character's attempt is lost. So we're gonna test it, right? We'll test it out. Yeah, when I post this video to YouTube, I'll try to highlight the stuff that I missed in the, you know, in the message for the Miststalkers. So I completely missed it. But it's not fast. You know, it's not like the hounds where you felt like they were dogging you and like coming after you constantly, and you couldn't take your eyes off the screen. Otherwise you were going to get, you know, one-shotted by a crazy hound that's popped onto you. This is much slower, much more sort of casual is not the right word, but that's sort of how it feels. You know, I've done 3 or 4 quests, and I did see a Mistwalker in every quest, but it wasn't right away. In Death House, I didn't see it until the very end. In Into the Mists, I did Into the Mists. I didn't see it until I started running around actually looking for things in the mist. And then I thought, well, it's probably a bad idea for me to be in that quest because there's already a lot of mist. It would be hard to recognize. But this isn't super exciting. So what we're going to do is, before I make a level 1 character and go get the hardcore stuff, we'll go to the Feywild. and we'll run a quest out there. Let's do maybe like immortality lesson is a good quest. It's a longer quest, right? Like I have to go to both sides. Sorry about that if it's too loud. Try to keep that from blasting you guys' ears. It's hard to get the volume. These volumes work on the live servers, but for some reason they sound a lot louder on this server, so. Alright, it's just a ride to the city and pick up the quest. Yeah, I wasn't even expecting to do this today. I was happy that they announced that they were doing a test today. I've been going pretty hard on Diablo. The new expansion just launched, and Spiritborn are super fun. Although I'm not really playing my Spiritborn a lot just because I'm holding off. I have a feeling that Blizzard is going to nerf because they're just very like overperforming a lot. So I've just been running around on my sorcerer, which if you guys haven't played Diablo, they have a hardcore. So I did last season, I did a sorcerer in hardcore. And so while I'm not on the hardcore server over in Diablo at the moment, I usually wait a little while because with Blizzard, if you guys have ever played a Blizzard game, there's millions of people who play, right? So like the servers can get really wonky for the first few days. So I just didn't want to die on hardcore to lag. So I wait. I'm just running around in the normal area on the normal game, but it's been super fun. If you guys play other games, if you liked Diablo 2, they kind of made Diablo 4 a lot like that. Diablo 2 is old though, like it's going way back now, but it's still one of the best games ever, I think. It's a really, really good game. The other thing I've been doing a lot of is Baldur's Gate released this update 7 that allows you to do mods. And like I've been having so much fun running around with like crazy mods enabled. I completely remade Gale into like this crazy old man who he doesn't need magical artifacts. He's strung out on drugs. They have a drug in the game called Tirazul, and he's just like a Tirazul addict, and that's all he wants. Somebody made an antihistamine mod for him where if he gets near crafting materials, they make him start sneezing and having allergic reactions, so you have to give him histamines. It's just so funny. So I've been having a lot of fun just messing around with those mods over there. I think I have the quest, right? I think I have the quest that I'm looking for. Yeah, if you haven't played Baldur's Gate 3, I highly recommend it. It's super fun. Great game. Diablo, I wouldn't say you need to go out and buy it. It's good, but if you're not into it, you're not going to miss anything. But if you are, it's good. Like if you bought it and you haven't played any of the updates, they kind of redid everything and made it a lot more like Path of Exile. They took a lot of like out of Path of Exile's book and a lot out of what's that other game, Last Epoch. Like they basically ripped off a lot of stuff from those games, but for a reason. Like those games, they were really good. So if anybody here has played Path of Exile, you know what I'm talking about. It's a very good game. Path of Exile 2, I'm gonna go really hard on. I'll probably live stream it. I can't wait for that game. I don't know when the launch date of it is though, but it just looks really good. Slightly different than DDO because it's not an MMO, it's an action RPG, but it's still really cool. If anybody played like Elden Ring, it's not an Elden Ring, but that's also a really cool game that I would recommend. If you were looking for like a non-GDO game to play, Elden Ring is really good. But everybody knows that, right? Like, it's done really, really well. Yeah, I want to try to like find the name of that MMO that I was looking at. It's like a new Korean MMO. I think it's called Honor and Liberty or something like that, but the combat actually looks really good. It's brand new. People thought that it was just going to crash and burn, but actually it's turned out to be a lot better than they thought. I'm in an interesting location as a content creator because I like talking about this sort of stuff because I have a lot of interests in other games and stuff, but most people know me for GDO, so when I start talking about this other stuff, it's like they're like, yeah, dude, I don't care. But maybe if you do care, you know, I'm thinking about like, I have some like Diablo footage. I was thinking, well, maybe I should post it, but we'll see. I might just have like start another YouTube channel just for like the other games. But I'd recommend it. I've been having a lot of fun playing that Diablo expansion. When the game first launched, it was complete garbage. And it got a lot of bad press. But they did a really good job. Blizzard did a lot of work to fix it and make it cool. So it's actually really good now. They took player feedback. What a concept, right? So I decided to do this quest because this quest takes a while. Like, there's a lot of different locations we're going to go to. So if we're going to pop one of these Mistwalkers, likely this would be a quest to do it because it's not like this is a really quick quest. We'll go and do the optional as well. And if you know, were wondering how to like do the optional in this quest, well, I'll show you where it is. You probably aren't, but just if you are, we're going to do it. Okay, what do we got? Mirror? No. What is that? Perfume? Never. And what is that? An ornate painting. I honestly don't know which one. I'm thinking maybe it's the mirror. Because he doesn't like gaudy. Oh, Throne and Liberty. Yeah, thanks, Jack. Yep, that's it. Yeah, man, the combat and they showed a fight, like an overworld PvP fight where there were like 200 players and it actually looked, you'd expect it to be like a lag festival. No, it looked really good. So, I mean, that alone, like if they can get massive fights where the lag isn't crazy, like that says a lot. It is a Korean pay-to-win MMO, so like I'm not really super eager to jump into something like that, but just from the footage I saw of the combat, I was impressed. Hersum doesn't like anything that's gaudy, so he definitely wouldn't like ornate painting or the perfume, right? I'm thinking he would like the mirror because he could stare at himself. Am I right? Like, is that logic sound for him? I mean, if I wind up in jail, it really doesn't matter, but I think that's the right answer. You guys think I'm off? We'll try it. That was it. So we did it right. Yeah, all right. So the logic was sound. There we go. I do kind of understand. I like this expansion. It's my favorite one, so. Somebody sent me a tell and they're asking me a question and I'm in the middle of combat. So if you're watching, I will answer you in a second. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna tell him 1 sec. All right, anytime you want, game. Give me a Miss Stalker. Gonna alter that sound a little bit. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it too loud? I'm just gonna make it a little bit quieter. Okay, I want you to hear it, but I don't want it to be. Is it really a 64 gigabyte download? Holy crap. Are you talking about Throne and Liberty? I know that the Diablo expansion took me like a whole day to download it. I think it was like 50 gigabytes or something. It was gigantic. Yeah, we're gonna see if I can do my lightning sphere sorcerer again. Right now I'm doing a firewall sorcerer in Diablo. It's super strong. I got my mercenary. I got I just started getting rune words. Like I'm playing on the difficulty 3. I've been doing the entire time so far. It's been really challenging, but it's been good. All right, so we killed him. So we'll go to the optional. This is the optional chest. This has named loot in it, so if you're target farming for gear out of this, this is a good chest to do because you have another chance to pull on it. And after this group is dead, I'm gonna take a second to help out the person who asked me that question about the server. Okay, let me just check and see. Okay. I answered his question. So if you come over to the test server, the chat that you want to be in is dev chat. DEV chat. And that's the one that the devs are using. But it seems like everybody else is using it too. I have like the Death Smile chat set up if anybody wants it, but there's, like I said, there's nobody on the test server at the moment, not many people. So it's not like there's a lot going on here. Beyond people doing what I'm doing and just running around testing stuff. So I just asked them, is there a way to pop a Mistwalker or is it totally random? And I asked them that in dev chat. I'll show you guys the conversation. And the answer was that you should have the lantern equipped, which I do. And it's random. It should happen once per dungeon. So we'll see. Should happen once per dungeon. Not sure if that will actually happen, but... We just have to kill this stuff as we go. We head down to where the chef is. And we can hold this stuff. Yeah, once per dungeon. I agree. I think it should be a little bit faster than it is. I mean, obviously, you don't want to get spammed by them if you're just trying to do... If you're just trying to quest. But, I mean, if you are doing an event, it would be a little better. It just seems like it's not quite frequent enough right now. And so the optional chest is behind this door. There's another fight. There's a named boss in here, the chef. If you're doing like a Dragon Lord, obviously you'd probably want to target farm the, what is it, the Crown of Butterflies, and you can get it out of this chest, so it's sort of worth doing for low level heroic if you're gonna do like a Dragon Lord for hardcore, which I think I might. I think I might, just given how the event right now is playing out with the mobs just randomly dropping on top of you. I think having the ability to do the Dragon Lord roar stun would really help out. Because the one issue I keep having with the mobs that spawn on me is they're immune to my CC because they have a really high spell resist. Now, I haven't tried color spraying them. I don't have color spray on this build. You know, normally this build I rely on Hold Monster, Evard's Black Tentacles, and Sleet Storm to do most of my CCing, right? But I think for hardcore, I think, like, you know, my opinion is probably Dragon Lord will be where it's at if you really want to do like the hardcore variant of the rewards. But we may see I didn't get anything, unfortunately, but this chest can drop the named gear. Oh, I should have re-rolled it. You know, I'm thinking, oh, I've got to conserve. No, I don't need to conserve these. These are freebies. I should just roll it off just to see if we get anything. I got all of those from the dojo. So we can spend them. They're going to wipe this server. So that's what we'll do. We'll roll the last chest. Not that I need a Crown of Butterflies, but... Yeah, so I'm thinking Dragon Lord. I mean, what do you guys think for other super strong builds that has like a lot of CC? Maybe an Apostate? You know, like, because you're undead, you don't have to worry. Like, you have a built-in self-heal. It just makes me really... Normally I do a Warlock, but Warlocks at low level are so squishy. And then you can use this shrine if you need it on the way back, because you're not coming back to this side. And again, you guys probably know this, but if you don't, if you're watching and you don't know it, then that's why I'm pointing it out. At this point, though, this content is pretty aged, right? Like people have done this stuff a lot. It is my favorite expansion though, next to Menace of the Underdark. I really like the Feywild. I think they did such a great job with it. Now, the latest expansion is also really good, Myth Draenor. It's just on Sarlona, I'm like finishing up my 3rd life on my Wild Sork, and I'm so like done mentally with the wild magic. I just can't stand it anymore. So I'm like kind of hesitant to play it. I'm just so bored with it. I don't like the wild surges. It's not my style of gameplay. I was amused by it the first life, and the second life I kind of was tolerant of it, and now the 3rd life I'm just like, wow, I can't wait to reincarnate out of this. I just kind of like hate it now. So it's not to say that that has any meaning or weight in reality. It's just a total personal thing. It's just not my preferred gameplay. I don't like the fact that the spells can go random and suddenly I'm CC'd, you know, because I'm playing with all of the... I'm not using like wild magic control 1 or 2. I'm basically using, you know, I'm getting all of the effects just to kind of see what they all are. And you can be CC'd, you can be rooted. You know, it's super annoying. The screen goes green. I get like, I move really slow. I'm like nauseous. I'm over it. I want to go back. I'm going to reincarnate into what I'm on now, which is a warlock. Even though, you know, as you can see, the DPS is kind of lame, right? Like DPS for warlock is not very good, but it's just, I kind of prefer this gameplay style. If I wanted to make something that was super strong, I'd make a Dragon Lord, which is why I think that's what I'm going to do for the hardcore. And I'll show you guys, for this particular quest, the route that I go. I think people do this a different way. I'll just show you guys how I do it. See if I can hold these. I got a couple. That we've been in this quest. Is there a way to tell beyond me running like a stopwatch? No, it doesn't say. At least 10 minutes, right? Maybe 15 minutes we've been in this quest, and I've not seen anything. Okay, we're gonna CC those. I got a couple of them. It's definitely good that we can CC those pixies. Did I get him? Oh, I got all the satyrs. That's great. Yeah, people die to pixies a lot though in hardcore, so I'm always afraid of them if I have to not die, because they can just for some reason just kill you. But we're making short work of them, so. I missed that champion. Let's get him with an Evarts. There we go. If only every spell could be as cool as Evart's Black Tentacles, right? Like, it's such a cool spell. I really want to pick up that collectible, but I don't need collectibles on the test server. But I really want to pick it up. So I'm fighting my OCD right now. Like, I'm fighting it. I might have to double down. Oh, actually. So you see that lag that we just had? Like, so the new server didn't prevent me from like having that weird graphic glitch where I jumped off that and then all of a sudden I rubber banded onto the side here. Like, so those weird things aren't fixed, but a lot of the like screen tearing and just being stuck midair that you might see on the live server, I haven't seen any of that here. Like, it just feels like kind of like a smoother play. Does anybody in chat know the command for me to see my frames per second? Is it Alt F? No. Is it Control F? No. Oh, yeah, it is Control F. So I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, that's my frames per second. Now, I'm not sure if that has anything to do with this server, but I'll leave that there just so you guys can see it. And then the ping is still sitting steady at 80, 82, 83, like it's around 80. That frame rate's so high right now because I'm staring at a wall, basically. That is I think it's an RTX, NVIDIA RTX 4060 Ti, I think. That's my video card, if anybody's wondering. So it's certainly not top of the line. Like, I'm not running a 4090 or anything like that. I'm running a 4060, but it's the Ti version of that. So it's like the high performance. I like the 4060s because they use so much less electricity than the 470 or 480 or the 4090s. Like, those cards seem to just use so much electricity. Like, I had a 3070 prior to getting this Ti 60, right? And when I switched to the 60, my electric bill went down like $100 a month. Like that, because I leave the computer on all the time, right? I'm constantly doing things like YouTube and playing video games and stuff. So like it's running all the time. Now that could be something that's not 100% related to the video card. It could have been like something seasonal. It could have been maybe I had an air conditioner going or something that, you know, I got to factor into that. But it just seems like it's just a lot cheaper. And, you know, I mean, yeah, I think it still runs really well. Like right now I'm getting what, like 70, 80. So would I benefit from a 4090? Absolutely. Yeah, those cards are phenomenal. But, you know, I also had to plan out like the budget for the computer itself because I upgraded all the gear. And when I did that too, I got a bunch of stuff for Twitch. Like I got a couple of monitors and I upgraded this mic. I upgraded a bunch of other stuff behind the scenes. So, oh, somebody sent me a towel. Okay, see if we can get him. All right, great. All right, so this dude, we have to play a bunch of music on him when he stalls out. And he's a boss, so I can't CC him. There, we have to play music on him right now. There we go. Yeah, the next thing I need to do is get a camera. But the camera I want is expensive, but it's gonna... I think it's the same camera that, like, Asmongold uses. I think it's like $1,000 or something like that. But it has a really good picture. Like, really, really good picture. I think it's what all the streamers use. So if you ever watch him or like Emiru or Mizkif or so, I think they all use the same camera. Then I jump down here. and go through the floor. And we just have to shatter this gargoyle and we'll get the next power word or whatever they're calling it. So I'm in this quest at least 20 minutes. At least. Right? Maybe a half hour now? And nothing. I have the lantern equipped. What are they gonna... They're gonna pop it when I'm in that last fight? Dealing with all the circles, right? That's when they're gonna hit me with these, aren't they? When I'm already surrounded by a lot of garbage. Alright, I want my little heart guardian to cast a regenerate on me. She did. Okay, great. That's why I love that little heart guardian. That's why I use her. That's why I do the quasi minion build on this warlock, because she will throw out, like, she did a regenerate on me, and that will regenerate any like lost ability points that I have, or if I take any, you know, stat damage. It's super useful for a warlock who doesn't have the ability to do that stuff. I mean, I could run around with heal scrolls. I usually do, but I didn't grab any because I'm on like a test server. So this is free, and this is vision, right? So I have to say free vision. Okay, there we go. And I don't need a shrine for the last fight. We'll just go do the last fight. I think I should use the little archer to help me out. I'll do it. Why not? We got her. I do really love this hireling, by the way. I love that they gave us an archer that has a heal, a regenerate, a reincarnate, and a true seeing. Like, that is so strong. I'm gonna give her a buff. All right, there we go. And then we'll do our little heart minion. Now I got stunned. Okay, there we go. Let's go. Want to kill this dude right away. Stay out of the circle. This is why I use that exalted flight, just because it's so helpful. It's so OP. It's like literally the best epic feat, or it's not a feat, but it's like the best epic ability that you can take out of these destiny trees. Like, it's so S tier. It's so way above everything else. Like, it alone is the reason to go into Exalted Angel. Exalted Angel, I miss that heal that it used to have a lot, because that used to be really strong. But luckily, this character, the way I build it, I have a lot of self-healing built in anyway, so I don't really miss it, but it used to be super nice. I used to be basically unkillable if I used that. Unless, you know, the thing did so much damage to me that it just one-shot me. Oh, is she killing stuff? Where is she? Oh, yeah, she's shooting arrows. I mean, her damage is no joke, right? Look at that. She's, like, completely teeing off on that sprite. I think it's great. The only issue that I've had with her is that she will like aggro stuff kind of like Larafay. And she'll shoot at it through the wall. So she'll just stand there and shoot stuff that she can't see. But the whole reason to have her out is in case I get like one of those. But we didn't. We have not seen any this entire quest. I'm assuming we're going to get a pop soon just because the quest is almost over. She's a really good hireling though to have if you wanted to do like the Stormbard minion build like that. She's a really good one to have out for that because she'll help you. She'll keep all the other ones healed. You know, if you're using Teal is really good to have. She's really good to have. And then the two robots, having the construct from Ravenloft is good, and then having the robot from Sharn is good because then they will like synergize with each other together. The robot will heal the construct, the scarecrow. So it works. It's really strong if you like bards, the Storm Bard minion, if you have all the expansions. So I hear I thought that might have been a mist that was spawning, but apparently it's not. So that's the whole quest. And this took us about a half hour to do, right? And I didn't get one. Yeah, I got nothing. So, like, from my perspective, for the event, when they tweak it before they make it go live, I think that they really need to make sure that every quest you get a guarantee, right? Because we don't want to waste our time. I mean, I understand, like, random is random, right? But it should be like in a quest, whether it's right at the beginning or at the end, but you should get a spawn of this, at least either that or give us a trigger point, like give us a way to guarantee that we get one. Like if I stand still for a minute, you know, does that make it more likely that I'm going to get one? Because then maybe we could plan out when we get them. We could just all zone in and stand there. They probably wouldn't do something like that just because people could exploit that, but we just need to know that we're not going to be wasting our time, because my biggest complaint about the Illithid event, I liked the Illithid event except for the fact that there were no Illithids. Like, I was hunting these Illithids in quests and people found them in these obscure regions of these quests, but other than that, it was just running around questing like normal. If you didn't know where these were, it wasn't like you would run across a lot of these Illithids in normal gameplay. They were hidden in these obscure parts of different quests, so you really had to go hunting around for them. That's not what's going on here. This is just like a random percentage, but I think what should happen is, like, if you zone in, let's say you have a 5% chance to get one. I think by the time you, like, I think maybe every minute, obviously this is just me talking, right? I'm not involved in SSG in any way, but they probably won't do this, but it should be that the longer in the quest, the more likely it is, the higher the percentage that you're going to spawn one. So I would get one standing here before I leave. So we'll re-roll if we don't get anything, because I don't have any use for these shards. They're going to delete the server anyway. The shards, I got them at the dojo. It's not like I bought those. You know, they give them to you as part of the dojo setup. So nothing. I did get a greater heroism Sapphire. Do I have a spot for that? I do. I'm going to take that. I'll use that. I'll actually slot that right now. I'll slot that in my legendary Glasses of the Studious Mage. That's great. I could have spent time in the dojo getting all of the, getting all the augments to fill these. I did get some, like there, I have a lunar gem of legendary constitution in there. Like I did get some, but I didn't spend like hours in the dojo, like tricking out all this gear. I just wanted to start playing the last time. Yeah, it's unfortunate. So what I'm gonna do, we'll see. You know what? I'm going to go AFK, like, and take a bio break, and I'm gonna leave myself here. Maybe we can trick the game into killing me. I'm going to set myself as the target. I'm going to tell my crazy druid archer companion to guard me. Right, so if I hit this little order your companion to guard this target. So she's gonna guard me. I'm gonna go AFK. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. Wow, that's kind of depressing, right? Nothing. Where are they? Where are the mist stalkers? Is it like DDO's version of Where's Waldo? You gotta find these things. They're kind of like very hard to find Pokemon. It would be really cool if they made it function a little bit like Pokemon, where they appear, and then rather than killing them, because we're basically gathering their essence into our lantern, but we don't actually like have a little token. It would be cool if they looked like random weird monsters and we got to wrangle them like Pokemon. Like Pal World. So we cleared the optional chests at the beginning. We did the side boss and went to the optional chest down at the chef. Came all the way. Oh, there it is. All right, here we go. That was fast. Oh, we got a Naga. See, I got one of these. I thought it was super easy. See if I can hold it. No, couldn't hold it. You see, that one was easy, right? Let's see. Yeah, I'm at 28 durability right now. So, getting close to what, like 5% done. So 5%, I've played for 3 hours, right? So we can extrapolate from that. I've just been playing normally. I haven't really been grinding at it. But it took an awful long time for that thing to spawn. I didn't hear anything, although I might have like settings in my UI setup so where I'm missing like an audio signal. But the message came up and they give you like 5 seconds to get ready for it. I kind of think they should give you like 20 seconds, right? What do you guys think? Should it be immediate or... I don't like the immediate. I kind of want a little bit of warning. Maybe even 30 seconds. Give me some time to get ready. I think maybe are they worried that if somebody got a 30-second timer that they would just recall from the quest if they didn't want to fight one and then they would avoid the fight. But then the whole point of doing the event is you need to kill the things in order to fill up your lantern. So if you recalled, you know, you wouldn't get the point. So you would never finish your lantern, right? So CR 14 and a level 3. Wow. So somebody at level 3 just got 2 Mistwalkers that were CR 14. All right, so we need to get off this main character, right? And we need to make a new lobby. Although I don't really have any gear on this server at all, so it would be like a legit hardcore experience, right?
Where are you going? Hunting for gold that is flowing somewhere in the cold world. Here there is no knowing. Hey la, oh la la la. We love games. There's a standing stone. Let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la la la. We love games.
Where are you going? There's no knowing what magic awaits, what evil is growing.
Hey la, oh la la la. We love games. There's a standing stone. Let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la la la. We love games.
We love games.
There's a standing stone. Let's make camp.
We love games.
Let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la la la. We love games. We love games.
Where are games?
La la la
La la la la. We love games.
There's a standing stone.
Let's make camp.
We love games.
Let's make camp and play more games.
Hey, more games. Hey la, oh la la la. We love games. We love games.
Hunting old crypts is folly.
Just play games and be jolly.
Magical treasures hide in the dark. So rest, then embark. We love games.
There's a standing stone. Let's make camp.
We love games.
Let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la la la. We love games. Hey la, Mary la, oh la la la, la 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 la.